YouTube? It's your boy, the Memphis XL. Alright, welcome back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days, we're doing with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, it's time for day number 67, and it's time to take a look at a deck that is both old and new at the same time. We're taking a look at a combination of the Fiendsmith's Engraver, as well as our favorite friends, the Magical Muskets. We got ourselves our Magical Musket boys with the Fiendsmiths. Nice little combination of light feed monsters. And we're going to be showing off this deck here today. We'll be showing off the combos and the wombos, the what do's and the what not do's. And having ourselves a good old time, just going for some nice old-fashioned Magical Musket nonsense with some nice new added tech cards in it. So, as always, our big shout out for today will be going to the gentleman who asked for today's deck, and that'd be Mr. Eric Breeze, who wanted us to take a look at a combination of Magic Muskets and Fiendsmith. He also said I could play runicks as well, but I've seen that build and it's like way too meta for me, and I really don't like runicks anyway, so you know what? I just wanted to play this deck without those sort of things. So we'll be going into today's episode showing off them combos and them wombos, the what do's and the what not do's. We'll have ourselves a good old time. Of course, if you want the whole deck profile, that will be at the end as always. And you know, don't forget to hit up all the good buttons down below as we go through today's video. But for now, let's go into the action, show off what this baby can do, show off all the action, and have ourselves a good old time. Alright, everybody, it's time for our first opponent, another day in another card game. And our deck can go first or second. We have a little bit of options for both, but I prefer going second. Partly because we have hand traps and things, partly because of how Magic Musket's boss monster works, the whole shebang. As for our opening hand, it's an interesting affair. Have a little bit of everything here. We have our one copy engraver, which is our one card stop to all we really need to do. And I don't know everything to stop the Speedroid nonsense, but maybe we can stop the Terror Top. We'll see. If not, I'm just kind of screwed, so we'll see where this is gonna go. Speedroids and Phantom Gnats. See. Really wish I had my beer right now, but that's neither here nor there. So we'll see where this is going to go. Underclock Taker. Ooh. Spooky. Alright, so this is definitely Rusty Baldish. Alright, so we're up against some Phantom Knights. I think it was still a really good idea to stop the Stair Top before it became a problem. That would have probably led to, like, you know, Synchro Dragons and stuff on top of everything else. As it stands, this will be a little tricky. Wait, what on earth? Phantom Knights of Mistclaws. I don't even remember this card exists. What does it do? Target a banished Phantom Knight, add to your hand. Opponent declares an attack while this card's in the graveyard. Okay. Little bit of recovery action. Okay. Interesting indeed. Was not expecting that. Maybe he already has all of his fog blades. I don't know. But as for us, it's our turn. Let's give it a shot. Now, regrettably, I didn't draw into any... Well, actually, no, this will work just fine. We're going to use our Fiendsmith's Engraver. Now, how this guy works, he's our one card stop to everything. You discard him to add a Fiendsmith spell trap from the deck to the hand. It's really nice. And we're going to go ahead and hit this card, the Fiendsmith's Track. This is like the most important card in the deck. And we're going to go ahead and summon out our good buddy, Casper. Now, Casper is pretty much the lead man of the Magical Muskets. He is a very good card indeed. And we'll see if my opponent plays anything in the right now. I hope they don't. Because basically how Magical Muskets work is that when a spell trap is played in the same column as they are, and they can activate their own spell traps on the hand, by the way, it's a very powerful bit of their effects, as that they will activate different effects here. So we're going to use Fiendsmith's Track. This is going to search out the Fabled Lurie. Very important guy, the Fabled Lurie, as he is part of our main combo here. So Lurie's going to activate. As well, we shall activate Casper's effect. That way I can get myself... in this particular instance, I think the smartest thing to grab would definitely be Last Stand for a spell trap negate. And we should be good from there. So Lurie will summon himself onto the board. And I did it to write this guy. I know this one combo. I'm still new to Fiendsmiths, but I do know this one combo here. So we're going to summon out this guy, Fiendsmith's Requiem. This is one of our most important link monsters. Basically how Fiendsmiths go about it, they like to equip themselves with their links. But we're not going to do that just yet. First, we're going to use Requiem's ability, and that's going to allow me to summon forth Lacrima. Good old Lacrima, because when she gets summoned out, I can send another spell trap to the graveyard. Very important for what we're about to do. And yeah, he's got that ability to, like, play whatever. He doesn't yet know what I'm trying to do, though. And I do have my Last Stand, so I can negate one of his spell traps. So now that we've done all of that, we're going to go ahead and ditch this card, Fiendsmith's Curate. You want that gone. So we're going to go ahead and use our Engraver's ability. We're going to return Lurie to the deck so I can use it later. And this will let me summon back my Engraver. Like so. So having done that, we're going to go for our second Link monster. And that would be my boy, Fiendsmith Sequence. Summon this boy out onto the board. Because this allows me to fusion summon. Fiendsmiths do have like a fusion aspect to them. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. Let me double check. Yeah. Fusion summoning using the cards in my graveyard. And he has been very good about me doing this, which I'm actually kind of surprised at. Let's go ahead and shuffle our cards back. I should mention this shuffles your cards back into the deck when you do this. It's quite the potent thing. Let's see. Now what I want to do is... I want to go into my Link 3 here. Yep, like this. We're going to summon our boy, Fiendsmith Agmunde. Now, Agmunde here is going to equip a monster on... Well, he's going to equip himself onto a monster here. And this is going to allow me to go into my big boss monster here. I see. Well, no, for my counter trap counters your counter trap, sir. Sorry, Solemn Johnson. And Desiree does have another ability. I'm not going to use it just yet, but soon. We're going to use Agmunde's ability. This will equip himself onto our boy. And... Okay, the Mist Claws... yeah. Get your dude back is cool, I guess. Alright, so we get to summon out our boy. Doing this. This guy will become huge, but that's not important right now. Because while it is cool that I have this guy that is really huge, and this will actually be very important here, I'm going to use the effect of Desiree here. I can negate up to the number of Link ratings equipped to the card equipped to him. So let's just negate 2 cards. I think that's plenty. And we're going to activate our Traps effect now. And this is going to allow me to go into my boss monster, which is this guy, I can't say his name. His name is Rex. There's good old Rex. So when this guy gets summoned out, I can ditch a Fiend to the graveyard. But right now, we're just going to go and use Desiree's ability. We're going to go ahead and shuffle back our Agmunde for now, because we can't equip him right now. I'm just going to shuffle this card back into the deck. Let's get that boy off the board. I could have gone for Max too, but I think this is just fine. So we're going to finally equip our monster with Sequence. Because while equipped with one of our links, our Fiend here cannot be affected by anything. And thanks to Sequence, he can't be targeted by anything either. So we are all good right there. So that's like the basic combo here. Like I said, I'm still new to Fiendsmiths, but this is the one I learned about. So it's something. It's something, and thanks to Solemn Johnson, there you go. That's what our deck is attempting to do. And so, oh wait, I forgot he had the trap. Okay, but I don't think that's a problem, right? He's just going to summon a monster back, right? Oh, he has 2 monsters. Ooh. 2 of them things. Okay. I guess we'll get rid of the claw dude so he gets banished. I guess. I don't think it matters if I hit the boots. Could be wrong. We'll see. As it stands, though, let me think. Let me double check something. I will go ahead for my boy, Maximan. This is the Magical Muskets Link monster. Provided this is not Nibiru or something. Which it could be. If this is Nibiru, that would be hilarious, but at the same time, I'm not very happy about it. Because basically how Maxi goes is that when he is summoned out, depending on what my opponent has, if he has monsters, I get spell traps. If he has spell traps, I get monsters. So very nice. But I'm going to go ahead and get one of my cards here. In this particular instance, what's better, banishing his stuff or negating his effects? I guess I'll go ahead and get cross-out domination, just to say whatever he tries to summon out, I will be fine with. And we should be a-okay. I should mention I have Dominus Purge in the hand. Very nasty card. It's kind of like Ash Blossom in a way. But basically, you know, it's a trap card. And it can negate things that search things, like play from the hand. But it locks you out of using certain attributes. You can't use darks, waters, or fires for the rest of the duel, which is pretty brutal. But at the same time, I'm not playing any of those, so it literally doesn't affect me at all. So we'll stop the Phantom Knights of the Ancient Cloak. I don't want you searching out fancy monsters. Especially knowing how fancy some of these Phantom Knights can be. Uh-huh. The Phantom Knights of the Raggedy Gloves. Ooh, such raggediness. Alright, going for the break sword, indeed. And then once per turn... this is the part where he's gaining attack points, right? Yeah, that's where he's getting attack points, I remember. So he's going to attempt to destroy himself, as one would have expected. But I'll go and use my domination here because I just don't trust this guy. Maybe this is too soon, but I really want to keep this equipped because my monster would be better that way. I'd rather not do anything else, so we'll see where this is going to go. Alright, Phantom Knight Spell Trap. Well, luckily... Oh, I forgot about that one. Alright, well, that is on me. That is on me indeed. Might have made a slight miscalculation there. Suppose I should have just allowed him to do some of that, but that's on me. Alright, I kind of forgot about the boots. You forgot the boots, Memphis. You forgot the boots. Okay, but this isn't like an ending of game scenario or anything like that. Because, yeah, you can summon out... would it be Arch Rebellion Dragon? No, it's Raider's Knight that'll go into Arch Rebellion. But I don't think that's game. It's going to be a lot of damage. 100%. Let's see. Can't be destroyed by card effects, but I can affect you with card effects. I can affect you with card effects all day. Okay. So he's got a 7,000 point bow. That's fine. Because, yeah, I'm going to take a lot of damage. Which is an unfortunate thing. However, Rexy has another ability. So I get to add back... I guess I'll get back Tracked just to get that old shenanigans going again. I think that'll work. I think it'll work just fine. Okay, so he has his Arch Rebellion Dragon. Does it do anything else that I'm not? Let's see. That seems fine to me. I think it's a-okay. So what we're going to do is summon forth Casper. We're going to go ahead and I can't equip sequence onto other monsters, but I really don't want to do that right now. We're going to activate our Tract here. Get our Fabled Lurie. He can negate this, so it's fine. Doesn't really matter right now because it's still activating a spell in this column here. It'll be fine. Even if he does negate it and it doesn't work, I pack a second max just for these sorts of scenarios. I really just need to get cross domination so I can negate this thing, and I should be fairly okay from there. Of course, the Ash Blossom, but that's totally fine because I'm still going to get the cards I want, sir. Alright, so getting our second cross domination. Let me think about this. Do I want to go for a second max? I think I do. I really, really do. Because that will get me, like, Desperado or something. Which would be even better, just have some, interruption of my opponent as well on top of all this. I think that's good. Alright, well, we had a bit of a scare there with the Arch Rebellion Dragon. What cards are in my opponent's graveyard right now? What cards are in your graveyard? I would like to banish the boots. I did underestimate it before, but let's go for Desperado. Oh, Desperado. Use a big boy. Alright, what do you got? I don't think he has anything. Yeah? I don't think so, unless I'm very mistaken. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's just seeing that, yeah, he's in a bit of a bind here. Put up a good show right there. You gotta love the surprise Arch Rebellion Exceeds Dragon. This thing is a menace. Just understated menace. But as soon as I'm able to, I'm just gonna negate this thing. Its attack will become 0. Beat into it. Won't be game just yet, but pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Let me think. Should be a-okay. So, Archfiend, or rather, no, the cross domination is going to, negate this thing. Go ahead and negate it. No attack points. Seriously, what does it keep waiting on? What do you have something that I'm completely unaware of? Because you can't use Silent Boots on my turn. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what he's got. Well, we'll see. We'll see in a minute. I mean, some people just see that, you know, they're in a bit of trouble. He summoned out pretty much his best monster, I would imagine. And now it's just going to get all of its attack down to 0. Very good. So, like I said, let's beat into this thing and go from there. You know, still have at least one more. I mean, he gets 1 draw. He gets 1. Everybody gets 1 draw. Let's see here. Okay, very good. Okay, what else can I summon right now? I could summon Lina. And I could also summon forth Requiem. Let me think here. Yeah? Let's see. 1 light fiend monster, sure. Let's go ahead. Summon out our Fiendsmith Requiem here. That way I can use its effect. And I can tribute it, summon out a Fiendsmith monster from my hand. Or my deck. I can get my Fiendsmith engraver. And that should be even... Actually, that'll give me a 600 boost. That ought to make it... Will that make it game? I think that makes it game. If not, even closer. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that right there. But yeah, this is how this deck really operates. You just kind of go, you know, flip between your magic muskets using your spell traps from the hand. You go into your Fiendsmiths, they give you your big honking chonking boss monster. And basically, they can just keep, like, recurring themselves. That's, like, the whole idea of the deck. You just kind of recur your resources over and over again. And then just kind of hit your opponent. So, I think my opponent, I think he's just bad. I think he's upset, which... it's understandable. If I had a 7,000 point Arc Rebellion Dragon and this happened, I would be upset too. But we'll go ahead and use our Requiem here. There ain't no Nibiru from the deck. Don't even... Oh Lord. Oh Lord, what would Nibiru from the deck even look? That would be terrifying. I don't think I could play the game anymore if there was a Nibiru from the deck. That would be absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. But with the way Yu-Gi-Oh is, who knows? But yeah, as I was saying, this is going to be game right here. So a good fight from the Phantom Knight player. They put up one heck of a fight, and they did scare me for a second with that big old dragon. But thankfully, Max was too small for him to seem to get, like, massive damage that it would normally have. I only need so many monsters on the board. And so we'll go ahead and attack with our Maxi Man. And we'll attack with our Engraver. And that will be game. So you get an understanding... Basically, this is what our deck is going to be attempting to do, like, 95% of the time. We have some other things here, but... Were you wasting time on me just to lose by timeout? Oh my god, that is salty. That is very salty. That is incredibly... Okay, well, neither here nor there. That was still a win on us. So, let's go ahead for duel number 2. Show off more what this deck can do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Alrighty, so we're going to be seeing where this is going to go. I didn't win the rock, paper, scissors, but again, it's fine. We have options for both. And this opening hand is pretty good. Pretty good. I don't have my Engraver, which is like the only downside to this hand, I suppose. I mean, I could get him. But I can only use 1 attack per turn, so we'll see. We'll see indeed. So what are we up to? We'll see. It's always interesting when you see Foolish Barrel. It's a hero deck. Okay. Alright, elemental heroes, you say. I'm going to turn the shade off for a second. This way I can totally, you know, play some mind games with my opponent. Because if he sees me, like, hesitating on the timer, he'll know I have Nibiru. But if I turn him off the chain, he has no idea I have Nibiru. And we'll just let him basically do everything he wants until roughly the end of the main phase. Then we drop a giant rock on him. And then we kind of run him over. That's the plan anyway. So, I'll be back as soon as this dude is about to be rocked. And we'll see whether the duel continues from there, because that might be all we need. Alrighty, there is the attempt of the end of the main phase. Giant rock. Oh, hero players, you and your silly things. Alrighty. Well, my opponent attempted to end their main phase, so we kind of had to hit them with a giant rock. Now, they didn't really do much. And they kind of had their Miracle Fusion to start, so, you know, Sunriser only did so much, but that should allow us to start interrupting my opponent's flow here. Ooh, nice. Very nice indeed. Let's start off with our Magical Musketeer Starfire. She is one of our most important cards. And we're going to go ahead and play our Spell Trap into there. Let's see here. What do I wish to add? That is a good question, actually. Let me think on that one. I think I need to set up for later here. Much as I would like to just go all out, I think this is fine. Question is, do I need effect veiler? I think I'll be fine without effect veiler. I could be deathly wrong, but we'll find out. Regardless, Starfire is going to use her effect. She is one of the best as well. Her and Casper, definitely the strongest of the magical muskets. And let's see here. I could fusion summon a monster. That would be cool, but I think we're good for now. I think I am a-okay with that. Let me think. Yeah, let's get Fiendsmith Sanctier. This is our quick play. This basically just gives us a token. But, oh yeah, I have a rock. I can't use this yet. Oh well. Oh well, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Let's see here. I'm going to use Starfire. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I got to summon Max now because he needs to have stuff for Max to work. That's like the one issue with Max. Your opponent actually has to have things. So that makes things a little tricky at times. But let's go ahead and get ourselves a cross domination and a Desperado. Pretty good in that respect. Really wish Casper was an attack, but that's neither here nor there. Let me think here. Yeah, we'll use our Fiendsmith here. Just because, you know, let's change things up a little bit. Mix things up a little bit, as Master Chief used to say. And let's see, it could fusion summon. I don't really want to at the moment. I just want to attack everything my opponent knows and loves. And that should be good from there. So we'll destroy that big old token. Very good. We'll deal a good chunk of damage to my opponent, thanks to our big friend, the Big Rock. And I should be pretty set on my next turn, because I have a Searcher Stopper, a Monster Stopper, and a different Monster Stopper. And he has like 3 cards. And pretty much no graveyard setup. Because he got rid of Vengeance Increase for reasons I could not begin to tell you. Let's see here. I could summon out... I really wish this was a Fiend. But of course, giant rocks from space just have to be giant rocks. Of course. It's not like Konami likes to make weird with a lot of these typings anyway, but okay, whatever. So, we have ourselves our board here. We'll see where this is going to go. You're going to play into the Casper column. You are a brave man. You are a brave boy. Playing spell traps into the columns of magic muskets. This guy is either brave or foolish. Don't know which. Hard to say. Could be both. Could be neither. We don't know. So it's really going to depend on what he is going to do from here. Heroes can do some absolutely ridiculous things. Unfortunately, that doesn't include searching stuff. This includes just summoning out Stratos. Okay? Well, the hero lives as you claim, but is it true? That's what we're about to find out. We'll see. I mean, I assume it's of course it's when is it not Stratos? When in any respect would it not be Stratosian? Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and play our Dominus Purge here. Yep, no Stratos for you, young man. But I'm gonna go ahead and get myself. Actually, let's get where is it? Yeah, let's get Last Stand. Just completely shut this guy's hopes and dreams down. Because that's a spell trap negate on top of everything else. So, yeah. This is why we like the Dominus Purge. It's like Ash Blossom, but it really plays better into Magical Muskets. Because I'll be able to do more with it. Let's see. Take a D hero. Place it on the top of the deck, you say. Okay. Is that just to get, like... Oh, wait. Is that, what's his face? I wasn't really paying attention while my opponent was doing stuff. You're gonna get, like, Malicious? Yeah. Okay, so he's trying to go for Malish. Alright. It's fine by me. It's really just fine by me. Go ahead. Go for Malicious. See if that does you any good, sir. Get out your giant devil-looking dude. Looks like Devilman. Like a slightly more edgy Devilman, I guess. Or maybe less edgy. Depends on the lighting, I guess. Anyway. So he's got his Destiny hero. He's got his Elemental hero. He's going to go for a Cross Crusader, as one would expect. Let's see. This is going to bring back a hero. Let me think about this. What does that guy do? If you have a Destiny hero, let's see. I kind of want to interrupt this dude. I have a feeling I should do something here. So let's go for Desperado. I'm just gonna destroy Cross Crusader. I mean, he'll get the monster back, but whatever. I'm gonna keep Cross Domination for now because I feel like I could still maybe need it. I see you did have polymerization, as one would expect. Now I'm assuming this dude has another spell trap, possibly another polymerization. Who's to say? Could go either way. But I think this is still good. Still good indeed. Another cross. Okay. You can't use that effect again, my brother. But, okay. Oh. I see. This guy's going to come back and you're going to tribute him off anyway. I see. All right. Well, basically how this is going to go, I'm going to play my cross out on this thing. Or on the next dude. Inferno Devicer. Yeah, I still don't trust you to save. I just don't trust you. That's just the truth, my friend. Alright, so we'll stop Infernal Devicer. If that set card of his turns this completely around, there is... I have nothing to say. I don't think that he has anything, but I could be very wrong. I mostly stopped this because I was assuming this was like that favorite hero trap. And I didn't want to have to deal with that sort of thing. Let's see here. Where do we want to go with this? Activating the Fiendsmith track seems like a good way to get on track. I knew it. I knew it was right to stop the searching of Neos for certain. So, what on earth can you fusion summon into? That's a very good question. I don't actually know the answer to that. Also, I've used up all of my magical musket cards at the moment, so that's not necessarily good. Now, I did remember to play certain things. I'm going to get... let me double check something real quick. Where is extra deck button? I always mistake the extra deck. Okay, there you are. I was about to say, I'm going to get myself... let's see. I'm going to get, Starfire to my hand. Oh, yeah, but I had to discard a card. Either way. Let's go ahead. I'm not going to use Casper's effect because I don't need to. I'm going to go ahead and link off everybody to summon out Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. Because she's a light-themed monster, and she works very well in this deck. So there you go. We outed the hero player thanks to a little old lady and a big old rock. So that's sometimes what you need to do. So we got time for one more duel today. Let's go ahead, all in. Do what we've done most of what this deck can do, but we always go for 3 duels regardless. So let's just go into it, see what happens. All right, everybody, the third and final opponent, the fighting third. And we're going second again. And our buddy Nibiru's back. This card is so mean. Whoa, we're going to have to break some bones. We're going to have to break some bones there. Okay. So we're up against the Goblin Bikers. Pretty rambunctious bunch they are. But combined with Skull Servants, that's a lot of damage. There's one might say, that's a lot of damage. Back some tape on there. Okay, so, yeah, Goblin Bikers. I always thought the Goblin Bikers were just cool. You know, but before they became, not meta by any standard, but how to say it. I don't know, I liked them when they first came out. A lot. Nowadays, I think they're still cool. I think they're just a nice bunch of monsters that are going to swarm the board and attack and stuff. And yeah, you can also steal your opponent's stuff and make it material on these things, but I don't like them for that part. I just like them because they got a nice little flavor to them. They're literally little goblins just riding on these big old animals, you know? Are these animals or, like, mechanical? I'm pretty sure they're animals. It's a cool thing. I think they're cool. So we'll see where this is going to go, much like the Hero Boy. We'll see. I mean, I've got a big old rock. At some point, we'll turn on the chain again and start tributing all their stuff. What a beautiful looking board. You got yourself a Night Lancer, a Torpedo Girl, a Gabunga, and a Clattersplotter. But unfortunately for you, I've got big old rocks. It don't matter what you have if I've got a big old rock. Abadoo. Now granted, I don't have the right card for that. I've Sanked, which is great. I'd rather have Track right now because that's even better card. That's why we play more Track than Sanked, because Sanked is really good too, especially if you don't have, you know, Tranked. But at the same time, this is not a feed, so we'll see where this is gonna go. An interesting set of affair. Let me think about this. We're in an interesting scenario here. So my plan is the following. We're to summon forth our Magical Musketeer Doctor Man, and we're actually going to go into our boy Maxi Boy again. But this time we're going to do things a little bit different. Since my opponent has spell traps on their board, we're actually going to special summon some Magical Muskets from my deck. So we're going to get Starfire. Oh, and I could get my boss monster too. That is a very tempting thing. Not that he's like the most important boss in the world, but he would still be pretty cool. But I think at this particular junction, it's still better to just, you know, summon my Magical Muskets here. And I really wish... Well, actually, hold on. Do I have any... No. You're a fiend. 2 monsters, including a light fiend monster. Let's see. You're a light fiend monster too. I'm just thinking what will get me into the cards I want to have. So I'd summon forth our Fiendsmith sequence so that I might activate Sanct and my opponent's... Okay. I mean, that's kind of understandable, but at the same time, you had plenty of light points. Come on. It was just a 1 rock. Wasn't like I played 2 in the same duel. That's where you really get upset. Okay, so I think that'll be enough for today. I know it's a little bit of a weird note to end on, but, you know, sometimes you just hit your opponent with a big old rock and they don't know what to do themselves. So let's go over the end screen. We'll talk a little bit more about this deck here. Alrighty, everybody, so our Fiendsmith's Magical Muskets did pretty dang good today. It's a pretty simplistic deck when you get down to it. You know, the Fiendsmith's a 1-card combo for getting out a big unstoppable dude. And you got your Magic Muskets. Every time a spell trap is activated in their same column, you can get your special cards to your hand and play them in the same turn. Now, admittedly, you know, we got to do like almost everything in this deck pretty much. I mean, I didn't have to resort to evenly match, which I thought I would have to, but no. All he needs is Nibiru. This. That's how it goes. So we got to do most of what this deck is about to do. We didn't get to really go into our like Xyz pool all that much because we do have some of those, but that's neither here nor there. We got to do the whole Fiendsmith package. We didn't get to really use Desaire's effect where I can shuffle a monster, or I can just, you know, shuffle a card back, send a guy to the graveyard, which is a nice little kind of thing. Because which was it? One of my cards lets me send it straight to. Oh yeah, like Fiendsmith Paradise. My opponent's special summons all this is in the graveyard. I can just ditch Desaire to the graveyard and then, you know, send a card to the graveyard. Nice little sort of extra deck trap, kind of like in Tis. In a way. But that was today's episode, everybody. I hope you very much enjoyed it. If you did like it, don't forget to smack the like button. Subscribe, though. Just keep on hitting them subscribe buttons. Tell your friends and family, because I still want to believe that we can hit 1,000. I still want to believe it, even though we're very close to the end of the 100 days. Well, we'll keep on rolling no matter what. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Your boy Memphis signing out, but here is the deck profile and a quick showing of tomorrow's deck. So for our main deck today, pretty simplistic stuff. 3 copies of the Big Old Rock, 1 copy of Zapkiel, 3 copies of your Engraver. Almost said 1. No, you play 3 of this thing. Until it gets limited, you play him at 3. 1 copy of Magic Musket Calamity, partly to have just another Magic Musket monster, but also I can recover my monsters from the graveyard if a spell trap's played in the same column as she. 3 copies of Starfire for one of our main starter mups. Play a spell trap in the same column. Go ahead, summon a monster from the deck. Pretty good. 2 copies of Lacrima, the Crimson Tears, is part of our big old combo to summon out our big old boy. We have ourselves the 1 copy of Kid Brave. I just ran one of him. Same sort of thing with Calamity. You don't play his effect very often, but another body on the board in order to go into max is never a bad idea. Same thing with Doc. Same sort of deal. 3 copies of Casper, one of our most important dudes. Play a spell trap in the column. Search another Magic Musketeer spell trap. Very nice. The 1 copy of Lurie, which it's funny that Lurie just happens to be such a really good card in this deck thanks to Track, but it's very important for the combo. So you have this guy at 1. Don't need him more than that because you're always going to be searching and dumping him. So, you know, just put him at 1. 1 is fine. 3 copies of Effectivator because light monsters are supreme in this deck. Not a fiend, unfortunately, but you can't be perfect. 3 copies of our Fiendsmith Tract is our main spell card for getting out our Lurie, setting up our combos, activating our Magic Musket monsters effects, that sort of thing. 2 copies Fiendsmith Sank. I'm tripping over the word now. Fiendsmith Sank. Get you out a token. If a Fiendsmith gets destroyed, you can set this card back and recur it. Just the same sort of thing. You're just recurring your cards. I only played 2 of it though because of Nibiru. You know, if I Nibiru somebody, I can't play the darn thing. So I find that 2 is plenty in this particular build. 2 copies of Cross Domination. You know, you could get away in theory with just playing 1 of each Magic Musket card, but in a long haul sort of scenario, I prefer to have multiples of our most important cards. So I play 2 Cross Dominations, 3 evenly matched in the off chance we're going second, and I don't have Nibiru. This is like Nibiru number 2, essentially. Not quite as competent in some way. It really depends on what you're up against. So I play both because you never know what you're going to be up against. 2 copies of good old Desperado just to pop my opponent's face-up cards. Works on monsters, spells, traps, the works. Really just a nice way to interrupt my opponent. 1 copy of Fiendsmith Kirei for our combo, but can also prevent my monsters from being beaten in battle and take a little bit less damage as well. So we also have ourselves our Dancing Needle, which is a nice little trap card if my opponent's playing like a lot of graveyard stuff, that sort of thing. 3 copies of Dominus Purge is our Ash Blossom that activates our Magic Musketeers effects, as well as doesn't have any sort of downside. You know, I'm not playing Darks, Waters, or Fires in this deck, so never a problem with this card. We also have our 1 Fiendsmith in Paradise Trap, which has a nice effect to wipe out the board if we happen to have a high-level Fiendsmith or Fiend on the board. But you almost never use that card for that effect. It's a nice thing to have, though, so I like it at 1. And then lastly, our 1 copy of The Last Stand is a spell trap negate that we can search. Now, as for the extra deck, 1 copy of Requiem. I was considering 2 to have a backup, because if this gets called, it can be a tricky thing. But 1 is fine in the deck. 2 copies of Magical Musket Maximan as our main searcher of Magical Muskets. We have ourselves our Moon of the Closed Heaven if I need to link on my opponent's cards. I have things like Fiendsmith Sequence and Line of the Light Charmer. We have Fiendsmith Agmunde, which can make our link or a fusion or whatever he's equipped to just absolutely huge. You know, it's 600 times the link rating, so that's a big old 1800 point boost. Pretty nice. We have our 1 Underworld Goddess in case we are up against big unstoppable dudes or annoying dudes like Phoenix Enforcer, that sort of thing. I like Castel the Sky Blaster only because he is a musketeer. Honestly, that's the reason he's in here, but he's also not affected by Dominus Purge, so there you go. 1 Baguska in case of horrible things going by. 1 copy of Photon Strike Balancer, because it's not that hard to summon out 2 copies of Fiendsmith and just having this guy around. Just give Bouncers a chance, man. Give them boys a chance. And of course, we have our Sky Thunder in case we need the darn thing, which rarely ever happens, but it's better to have it and never need it than need it and not have it. And then, of course, we have 2 copies of Desiree. I like to have 2. 1 for the combo, 1 for the trap. And then lastly, our Rextremend. It's kind of a weird name. But this is our ultimate boss monster. He's unaffected by cards. If he's fusion summoned, you can ditch a card, send a Light Fiend from the deck, extract to the graveyard, triggering off Desiree, whatever you have. Send to the graveyard, you can add back a Fiendsmith card. It's pretty nice. After the side deck, a lot of generic things. I was considering impermanence as well, but I find the Dominus Purchase just as well in this deck. We have things like Regeki, if you happen to just want some old school cool tech cards. Works with our Magical Musket, so there you go. I consider Typhon, but it doesn't work with Dominus Purge. But if you're not going to play Dominus Purge, you might want to consider this card as well. Just depends on the flavor you want the deck to be. Same thing with Harpy's Feather Duster. Again, old school cool cards never turn you wrong. More Sanct if you find the need. The steady hands to make a Magic Musketeer get pretty dang big for a turn, but their attack values are pretty low as it is. So the only one that makes it a threat is Zakiel. So there you go. And then lastly, if you want to do the runick thing, that can be pretty brutal too. It's a completely different build though, but it can be brutal because you're playing the spell from your hand. You're playing I don't remember all the names of the runick cards, but the things that pop cards and negate things and banish your opponent's cards, what have you may, tribute off, you know, the Magic Muskets effects, activating those things, the works. But this is my build. I like it. I enjoyed it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And tomorrow for the 68th day, we have a very much more casual deck, but one I'm hoping will hit us pretty good. We're taking a look at some Rex Raptor themed dinosaurs, minusing Ultimate Conducted Tyranno. That was a very important thing. None of that, dude. But we have ourselves a dinosaur deck, and we're hoping to hit ourselves a big splash with that. So thank you everybody for watching. Until next time, y'all stay safe and happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, y'all take care.